Hi there, I'm David Reynolds, and I'd like to talk to you today about how to implement AI in the classroom using universal design for learning principles. A lot of classrooms have a lot of diverse learners. You'll have students of different cultural backgrounds, different learning preferences, and using universal design for learning, you can try to reach as many of them as possible, much more than a traditional classroom. So universal design learning is a methodology with three different principles: engagement, expression, and representation. We're going to look at two of them today. The two that we're going to try to implement AI with are engagement and action and expression. Engagement is where you would try to reach students in as many different ways as possible. And then action and expression is how they would then bring back kind of their learning to you. So how can AI help? With AI, you can take kind of a larger data set, collect it, and have kind of AI analyze it and bring out a lot more information than you would do manually in a long period of time. Now, you get to be a little bit careful about this because of data concerns around students. So if I want to use AI, I want to get some data. This might be student interests. So what I usually do in my class is I take this meme right here, and I have students recreate it themselves with their own interest. They would take the 4 different pictures and replace them with their own. I would then take that information and bring it to AI. For example, let's say I have 6 of my many students, and one likes Star Wars, one likes K-pop Demon Hunters, one interested in Middle Eastern history, one's about baseball, soccer, and SCP, which is this online kind of creative encyclopedia with a lot of creepy things. I would take all that information and then bring it to an AI after removing the personal information. One example AI is what's called Magic School, and this is a good one for educators because it's specifically catered for both teachers and students. So I would make a list of all the interests, put into a document, and then Magic School has a lot of different modules that you can use, and you can just use the normal chatbot, kind of the general AI if you wish to, or you can kind of find something a bit more specific. So I would make my list of the student interests without the personal information and bring it to the AI. This would be an example using Reina, which is Magic School AI's chatbot. And what I would say is, I'm going to take this document, give it to you, and then with this document, please AI, make kind of a prompt for me that I can use in the future that combines all the interests. So this will save a lot of time, so I don't have to re-prompt every single time. So here's like the example of what it would bring it back. So I would copy and paste this into another document, and then I can use this at the start of every single prompt that I give to the AI. This kind of re-prompting, assuming it's accurate, can save you, again, a lot of time. So I got my document, and let's take an example lesson. So I'm teaching computer science, and I want students to learn about if-then statements. These will be 6th graders, so this will be in Scratch. So if the character touches the color, say hello for 2 seconds. It's a good example, but it's not going to always reach every single person. It's pretty generic. Using AI, I can do this. So taking the AI, I have my document, I have the student interests, and I have the prompt. So I'm going to take the prompt, put it into another prompt that I'll give to the AI, and then combine it with the example of what I want to have the students do. In this case, I want to make first the content presentation. So here again is my example. I'm going to tell the AI to make a presentation about how to code this sort of if statement. And then here's my personalization, as they call it, prompt. This will allow the AI to kind of take the analysis and bring it back. So then I can have it suggest a number of different slides. This is where I would then kind of differentiate and put those slides into different ways to give to the students. For example, each of these would be a different thing, and I can use an online learning system to separate them out so each student sees them differently. So here would be an example of the same thing from before with an if statement, a little bit more complicated, but getting the point across about Middle Eastern history. So this would be like the student who loves Middle Eastern history would create like a quiz program. So this would be like one of the first questions that would go into the quiz program. So much more personalized. Now, after that happens, we're going to go to the other UDL principle, which is assessment, where the students show off their knowledge and show that they're proficient. It's going to be a similar action, but instead of you creating content using the AI as an assistant, you're going to create an assessment. So for example, this would be another assessment prompt. This would be a choice board where you give students a number of different options on how to demonstrate their learning. Still using the standard, but giving that kind of student voice and student choice. Again, I'm using the personalization prompt at the same time. So after putting it in, here's going to be my AI suggested choice board. It's a little bit zoomed out, but basically there's a number of different kind of options that the student can do. And what I would usually do is not actually put the student's name on it, but just make the choice board in my learning management system. So then students can pick. They might not even pick the same one that was created for them. So here's an example of one from the student who got K-pop Demon Hunters as her interest. This would be like you're playing a game and you need to make a game that has a combination. So if you get the certain combination, then you get the item. So AI is a useful tool, especially for taking a large amount of student data, say 180 students, and then giving them their options by personalizing it. So using AI like Magic School, you can do that.